Hi everyone, it's Lee Murray here. I'm an author, editor and poet from Aotearoa, New Zealand, and I'm very proud to be co-editor of UNQUIET SPIRITS, Essays from Asian Women in Horror. My own essay in the collection is called Displaced Spirits, Ghosts of the Diaspora, and it talks of how people who live and die in lands other than those of their ancestors are doomed to become hungry ghosts. And it also includes dramatic shipwreck. And here are a few sentences from my essay. When I'm in my teens, I realise my mum, like her mother and her mother before her, is a kind of ghost whisperer. She's been sending daily communications to the spirits of our ancestors, messages of calm and courtesy delivered to the celestial realm on captivating curls of silvery smoke. Because just as it's respectful to phone your parents now and again to let them know how you're doing, for Chinese families, it's important to maintain regular contact with the dead.
My name is Ai Zheng, and I'm a Chinese-Canadian writer of science fiction, fantasy, and horror based in Toronto, Ontario. The title of my essay in Unquiet Spirits is The Unvoiced, the Unheard, the Unknown, the Unquiet. What inspired the essay is the traditional beliefs and values of my family concerning duty, responsibility, marriage, and womanhood. And I find it quite fitting to be filming this video at the place where it all began, my hometown, Changle, Fujian. The following is the opening of my essay. I often feel as though I'm a wandering spirit, both in the land I was birthed, China, and the land I was immigrated to, Canada. Settling in body does not always mean settling in mind and spirit.
Hi everyone, I'm Genevieve Flynn. I'm an award-winning author, editor, and poet. I'm Chinese, born in Malaysia, and I now call Australia home. I co-edited Black Crane's Tales of Unquiet Women with Lee Murray. My essay, Some Things Are Dangerous But Can Be Lived With, the ghost baby of Malaysian mythology, uses the myth of the Guikia, a vampiric baby which is passed down through generations and is very difficult to exorcise, to examine the generational trauma in my family. Here's a section from my essay. After my grandfather passed away in 2003, my mother found a small tin box while sorting through his belongings. She had never seen it before. It was something my grandmother had hidden away. Inside were the missing photos of Rosemary. Although my grandmother never brought out the box of photos and would say she had 3 children, never 4 and 1 who had died, the box had survived every relocation. My grandmother had created a form for the Guikia.
Hi, I'm Eliza Chan, a Chinese diaspora Scottish-born author, writing speculative fiction, mostly in fantasy and horror. I like to do reimaginings of Asian mythology, British folklore, and reclaiming the Dragon Lady, but preferably all 3 at once. I'm a contributor to the Unquiet Spirits anthology, Essays by Asian Women in Horror, with my contribution, Lucky Numbers, or Why 28 is Greater Than 58. I was inspired by how numbers play such an important role in everyday life, both in my family and in the culture as a whole, following this trail of good luck and bad luck. 4. A near homophone for death. And 14. Definite death. A major problem extending far beyond the connotations of unlucky number 13, pervasively infecting many aspects of life. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Grace Chan and I'm a Malaysian Chinese Australian writer of speculative fiction. My essay in Unquiet Spirits is called Holy Revelations. It's a personal reflection on the influence of the Christian mythology and the Christian church on Asian Australian migrants in the 90s. Here are the opening lines of Holy Revelations. On a still summer's night, the Holy Spirit descends. A campsite scattered with wooden cabins, surrounded by a whispering fringe of Australian natives.
I'm K.B. Kulski, the author of the Gothic novel Fairest Flesh and novella House of Pungsu, as well as the essay 100 Livers that you can find in this amazing horror essay collection, Unquiet Spirits, from which I will be reading a couple of lines. 100 Livers is named for the concept found in Korean mythological tales about the kumiho, a Korean fox spirit who must consume 100 livers in order to become a human. Since identity is central to my experiences as a biracial Asian woman, I found the kumiho less a monster and more a kindred spirit. Dark and bloody. The original kumiho is a thing of nightmares, a sinister being, almost always female, who feeds upon human flesh. Yet she embodies something further, a depth and a key to deconstructing identity, and the lengths required to obtain it. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm J.A.W. McCarthy, Bram Stoker Award finalist for short fiction and Shirley Jackson Award finalist for my collection, Sometimes We're Cruel. I am also the author of the succubi novella Sleep Alone from Off Limits Press, and I have short fiction in numerous publications. My essay in Unquiet Spirits is Thai Spirits and Longing to Belong. This is my first published nonfiction piece and also my most personal, about my experience growing up biracial and not fully belonging to my Thai heritage. Here's a short excerpt from my essay. As I dig a little deeper, finally making an effort to learn about my Thai heritage, as I should have done all those years ago, my white half has gotten to know Krasu and the Pret and P-pop. My Thai half has learned to embrace them. My two halves cannot exist without each other, so I'm finally acknowledging that they are one whole.
Hi all, I'm Yizu. I'm a super geek for all things weird and wondrous, poet, fiction writer, translator, and memoirist. My essay in Unquiet Spirits is The Substitute, a piece that explores the figure of the Tisugui, or the substitute ghost, both historically and as a symbol for my great aunt's suicide, China's disappeared women, cycles of trauma, and principles that animate the physical and metaphysical worlds. Here's a little excerpt for you. It's from the section called Home Red. In the old days, women sometimes try to become substitute ghosts on purpose. It is their only shot at power, and so they prepared carefully. First, they acquired a red robe. Red is the color of young energy, a kind of spirit camouflage, a color that fools household gods into believing that ghosts are nothing more than the astral projecting souls of dreamers, which flutter thick as moths at night.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Fogg, and I'm an American writer of Thai and Chinese descent. The title of my essay for the Unquiet Spirits anthology is Hungry Ghosts in America, and it's inspired by the Pan-Asian myth of the hungry ghost, and takes that figure as a metaphor for multiple human desires and hungers. This is a quick excerpt. Hungry ghosts, like most ghosts, are generally invisible. Their suffering is unseen. They may be moving among us right now, begging for food from us, unheard.
Hey, I'm Tori Eldridge, and I wrote an essay about ninja in the Unquiet Spirits collection. Here's how it starts. Everyone has their own idea about ninja. They envision assassins in black pajamas scurrying across rooftops in castles of feudal Japan. Or perhaps cartoon turtle warriors they loved as kids. More recently, the word ninja has been appropriated to mean anything cool or executed with astounding skill. We have ninja techs, ninja bloggers, ninja warriors, but none of them refer to the dedicated practitioners of the ninja martial arts. We exist, and you'll find us all over the world. You can read more in my essay, The Agency of Modern Kunoichi, Women of Ninja Stealth and Perseverance, in the amazing Unquiet Spirits collection. You can read free in Kindle Unlimited.
I'm wary of the supernatural, but at the same time also deeply fascinated by it. This is why Filipino folklore influences so much of my writing. because it encompasses real life to an extent. My approach to hearing about supernatural encounters is that whether I believe the storyteller or not isn't important, but that the person telling the story believes it is. And that's the mindset I bring to my writing. You may not believe what my characters have gone through, but they did go through it, and they have the scars to prove it. It's also why I don't write about Chinese ghosts, because I've never experienced them. I don't mean an actual encounter with an entity, but the act of listening to how others have reacted to them in real life. Here's something I noticed about the Chinese Filipinos I've come across. They brought a lot of their culture with them when they migrated from China: food, language, traditions, and superstitions. But they don't seem to have brought their ghosts with them.
Hi, my name is Angela Yuriko Smith. I am a co-editor and an essayist in Unquiet Spirits. My essay is called The Nikekubi, Tearing Ourselves Apart, and it's based on a real-life experience that I had with the Nikekubi, which is a headless ghost in Japanese culture and Okinawan culture. And Mischievous in Pokemon is a Nikekubi, just a fun fact. So I'm going to read a little bit out of my essay. In this banquet of pain, this feast of silenced voices and pieces of ourselves, I bring the roaming head of a Nikekubi as my dish. This is what happens when we are no longer passive, when we let ourselves escape our bodies for a few minutes and become us. I am the Nikekubi, and I am no longer unquiet. I have become whole enough to keep my body with me as I travel. I'm strong enough now to use my words in the light rather than reserving them for use only in shadow. I no longer have to act in rage and vengeance because I've learned to release the tempest in small gusts of no. I offer this Nikekubi to all my unquiet sisters whose bodies are still too heavy to fly. May this meal nourish you enough to be whole and amplify your spirits. Thank you.